Hi, I'm Jeannie Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. This is the speaker portion of our Connections Over Coffee gathering of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. And Dr. Heather Tucker is speaking on Win Your Inner World and Master Your Outer World. Dr. Heather Tucker is a business and life harmony trainer. She uses unique approaches that empower you to improve your energy, mindset, emotional intelligence, and create an action plan to bring more clients into your business, charge what you deserve, and have more freedom in your work, relationships, and all areas of your life. Her company, Another Level Living, is a professional training company that produces deep, powerful transformations for entrepreneurs worldwide who want to overcome great challenges and stand fully in your power so that you are unshakable and can master communication and relationships in both business and life with ease and grace. You can find out more about Heather on her website, which is anotherlevelliving.com, which will be in the text of this video. Heather, Dr. Heather, thank you for being with us. And I wonder, when you hear someone read your bio, do you go, whoa, that's me, yay.
Yes, I'm like, yay. And I love it. I absolutely love it
Great.
because it's a beautiful reminder of all that has transpired from my journey.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to what you have to share with us today. So you are on.
Okay. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. And I know that you're wondering, like, what is all this about winning your inner world and mastering your outer world? And it's a good thing to wonder, isn't it? During our time together, you may discover and realize that you have more resources to succeed than ever before because you are more powerful than you may think that you are. And simply because you're here, you're learning unconsciously. So just relax and let go, and you'll find that this is going to be an easy and fun and powerful presentation. That's right. All right, let's go. So, by a show of hands, how many of you would like to increase your calm, your confidence, and your cash flow to take your business to another level? All right, awesome. And by a show of hands, how many of you would like to have more harmony in your relationships with others, especially yourself and your loved ones? Yeah? Okay, great. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this presentation, I'm going to share with you 5 tips that can support you in winning your inner world so that you can master your outer world. And it's going to spell out the word world. So if you got a pen and paper, make sure you just write world, um, RLD along the column, and then I'm going to share with you what that is. I also have a free gift for you today that I put in the chat earlier on 7 secrets to enhancing your biz life harmony. And you want to make sure that you grab that as well. So before getting into this, beforehand, I want to let you know that your business and all areas of life, your relationships, your health, your family, your spiritual growth, well, all these different areas of life are an extension of all that you are. So how you go is how everything else goes. It's a very powerful thing to be able to learn this because when you're able to win your inner world with having alignment, clarity, confidence, congruency in the mind, body, heart, and soul, it actually becomes much easier to navigate challenges that you may face with much more ease and grace and less thinking and more trusting. Why is because it's all about energy, right? Your thoughts have energy, your emotions and your feelings have energy, and they can trickle into everything that you do. So let's take this, for example, from a business perspective. Most of us are aware of marketing and selling, and it took me a little bit of time on the journey to be able to really understand about branding before marketing and selling. But even before the branding, there is all of you. And if there's something that's going on in that part of you, it will trickle in to the branding, the marketing, and the selling. So why not be able to resolve things at the root cause, stepping and owning fully into the amazingness that you are, and giving yourself permission to shine in an easy, graceful way. The secret to, let's see. I want to share with you that this is one of the things I wish I would have known when I was younger, that your mind, your body, your heart is like a beautiful filing cabinet. So it has a record of every single thing that you've experienced, that you've seen, heard, and felt. And it's a good thing, and it's also probably a not so good thing, because a lot of the challenges that we have now, they have roots that happened probably in the past. So when we're able to heal those things from the past, then we're able to live more in the present, and that creates a bigger vision for the future. So we can't control what's happening external or what has happened. We can control how we respond to it. And that's where our greatest power is. So, the secret to winning your world is resolving the things that have happened even inside. And this will actually activate your presence power. You ever heard the term bouncing back? Right? Okay, I'm on this journey, something happens, and oh my goodness, my energy that's like significant emotional event, and we drop down. And then we are on the journey again, and then something happens and it drop down. It creates this pattern of up and down. When we operate like that as an entrepreneur, it actually can be like this added unconscious weight as we're going on the journey. So we want to be able to break free from that. I'll share with you a little bit about me, and then I'll share with you these 5 strategies. So, I live the mom life and CEO life. I am the mom of 3 amazing children, an 11-year-old boy, a 5-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old girl. My oldest son, we're a blended family, so he's my stepson who's been with me since he was a year and a half old. I'm married to a Purple Heart Marine Corps veteran who did a couple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and came back with post traumatic stress. And then also, I went from being and studying human computer interaction and working for the Army to stepping into my own business, what you see here. All of these transitions, I think about when my daughter was born, and over the first year, there's a change every single time. The message is there's the only constant is change. But what happens with the mind and even the heart space, we resist change. So, how to be able to really lean into being the change that you wish to see all comes from you. I'll share with you a story and then we'll get into these secrets. There was a man that sought off to change the world, and he got frustrated because the world wasn't changing. So then he was like, well, let me just change my community. And he got frustrated because the community wasn't changing. And then he's like, well, let me just change my family. And then he got frustrated because the family wasn't changing. And it was on his deathbed that he finally realized, if I had just changed, everything around me would have changed too. And that is the power. You become the change that you wish to see in the world, and every single thing changes. So, as we go through these 5 strategies, I want you to bring to mind a life challenge that you may be going through. Maybe it's health, relationships, challenges with family, or losses of loved ones, or even additions of new things that may feel like a added weight. The W stands for what's the battle? So next to the W, I want you to write what's the battle? It can be oftentimes internal voices or even external forces. External forces sometimes, and how you respond to them, they actually can tell you what's going on inside. Where did the battle come from? For example, have you ever overreacted? And like you can see yourself overreacting, but there's nothing that you can do to be able to stop it. It's like an automatic thing. Well, I teach my clients to actually celebrate your overreactions, because that actually gives you something, okay, how to be able to figure out what's this pattern? Where did this come from? What is the root cause? And what happens when you pluck a weed up from the root? It never grows back. So this part about knowing that 100% of the time, present challenges have some kind of seeds from the past. And if you can figure out where those things are in the mind, body, heart, soul, you can actually unravel that pattern. So it's like releasing all of that old energy and stepping and enjoying your new energy, right? It's a beautiful thing. And a lot of times we think um that we can't heal the things from the past, but we actually can, especially in our mindset and our heart space and our body. So the O stands for own your uniqueness. Own your uniqueness and greatness. Own your uniqueness and greatness. This part about knowing that you have more power than you think you do. When it comes to this, is owning your worthiness, your value of the products that you serve and services that you have, that you provide 100%. So your beliefs create your reality. If there's any kind of uncertainty about how you serve and the confidence in that, it will actually trickle into the service process. This is why it's so important to know you and to be able to follow your soul plan instead of the plans of other people. It's like letting your voice speak even louder than others. So there's a quote by Robert Campbell, and he says, "The cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." Oh my goodness. So you want to ask yourself, what's the cave? What's the treasure? A lot of times we will resist even going into, maybe it's like you're called to be more visible, share your message, share your story. And there may be resistance to it. But when you do share your story, oh my goodness, what reciprocity can come from that? So I'll share with you a little bit more on this journey. As I was going on this business of entrepreneurship, it's almost like as soon as I said, I'm a business life harmony coach, yay, all these battles come, right? And it's like, have you ever experienced that as soon as you said, I'm going to do something, and then all of a sudden, all these like unexpected challenges and battles come, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? So we can respond one of three ways. We can be like the raft, like I like to say it like a vessel. So for example, most of the time if something externally happens, then we respond like a speedboat. We go, 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 we do, and we all just like go full force, and then we run out of gas. Or people will respond like a raft where, oh my goodness, this just takes me away and I'm drifting off the sea. The secret is to be like the sailboat. The sailboat is aware of the challenge. It knows how to navigate and work with the wind and still get to its destination. And there's a great power in that too. So when I want y'all to write this down, I don't even know where I would put this in here, but I'm put it right here. When there is no enemy or conflict within, nothing externally can touch you. When there's no enemy or conflict within, there's nothing externally that can touch you, and you're able to express your needs, your values, who you are, your worthiness, your deservingness. Not just in business, but the beautiful thing also in life, right? In your families, in your relationships. So essential. The R, the R stands for resistance is a sign of lack of rapport. Resistance is a sign of lack of rapport, lack of connection, or lack of trust in what you're doing. So if there's a confusion, you want to step into curiosity, right? Well, okay, I'm confused about this. Okay, I'm curious. What would it take to resolve this? Your curiosity will lead you into more clarity. Resistance can come from how you did it before, or maybe it's calling for you to do it a different way. For example, we shared a little bit about a branding shift, right? Okay, we're called to do it a different way. It's a new season. Embrace the new season. You know, everybody gets so excited when the new year is well, there's excitement, and then there's also like, oh my goodness, did I accomplish this? Did I not? So many emotions around the new year. But what if you can make every day a new year? Every day a new start. Every day a new possibility, a new opportunity. It's simply because of so when there's also internal resistance, like to living your purpose, you'll probably experience more confusion and maybe more even chaos and challenges in your outside world. It's simply for two reasons. This is it. The first one is just the law of things, the way things work, the law of correspondence. So the universal law of correspondence, as above, so below, also stands for as within, so without. So a lot of times so I want you to also know that all challenges have a resolution, and they really can start with those resolutions start with you. So knowing the reflection of how you feel internally is like a mirror to what's happening externally. Why is this something that's so important? Maybe you have people in your world, maybe not even you, because we're all in this amazing personal growth and rocking it, right? But maybe there's people in your world that is difficult to communicate with. What do you do with those challenges of you want to get something across and there's all these miscommunications? The beautiful thing about when you own and understand your inner world and there's a congruency and a calmness there, you're actually able to see even better what's happening in the mindsets and the heart spaces and the emotions and bodies of other people, which is so powerful because then you can really be able to communicate with anyone. Okay, so I mentioned your beliefs create your reality. So if you feel like, I don't deserve this, I'm not good enough, who am I to do this? No one's going to listen to me, no one's interested. We want to be able to break free from all of those limiting beliefs, eradicate them completely from inside. And then you can only attract the situations where, owning that you are enough, owning that you're worthy enough, and then some, then you will be able to attract that. So your vibe, what you vibe, your vibration, your energy, attracts your tribe. So as you raise your energy and vibration, have you ever like grown and shifted and people are like, I wish that you were like you used to be? Well, that's so great and so funny. You can just lovingly look at them and like, okay, no, I'm here. This is who I am. I still love you unconditionally. And, hopefully we'll be able, you'll get there, but you be the example and then everything else follows suit. It's because your energy is infectious. All your emotions, also emotions are contagious. Have you ever been around someone who's stressed and then all of a sudden you become stressed, right? Or vice versa? Well, if you totally vibe amazing unconditional love, that also is very infectious and contagious as well. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do the L. The L stands for love heals all things. Love heals all things. Honoring yourself, and it's beautiful because when you step into that total aloha for you, unconditional love, it can heal all things internally and externally if you allow it to. There's a funny scripture that's not funny, but great scripture on my kitchen wall. And it says, let all that you do be done in love. And it's so true because your love, right now there's so many heart wounds, right? It's the matters of the heart that plague the mind the most. And a lot of times heart wounds get in the way of being unconditional love. And it can also create blind spots. Have you ever been pissed at someone and there's so much energy or negative thoughts or emotions towards them? Well, when we focus on that, it actually takes our power away. It can become a distraction. So a lot of times the external things are happening or calling for us to shift and elevate something internally and be that change we wish to see. The D stands for damage can be undone in the mind, the body, in the heart, and the soul. And what does that do? It actually gives you your intrinsic freedom and motivation for a lighter way forward. So you remember this filing cabinet, right? So big picture, you have 10% of your mind is conscious, the part that you can access. 90% of your mind is unconscious. That's all that big filing cabinet. The things that we've experienced. As we release those things, it becomes like the iceberg, where there's not this weight on what, like a heaviness in mind, is actually a light mind. So a light mind, a light heart, a light body is the right way to lead, is the right way to write, is the right way to do amazing business because it comes from your heart center. Okay. So I mentioned before, when there's no enemy within, nothing externally can touch you. All challenges have resolution and they start with you. And as you think about that challenge that you brought to mind earlier, see if you could notice whether there's a difference in perspective of that challenge. By now, you have, 5 strategies on how to win your inner world. I'd love to hear which one of them spoke mostly to you today, your biggest takeaway. And I also want to invite you to continue this journey on. I want to invite you to my communication mastery workshop that's happening on March 6th. And I'll put the link in the chat. There's also where you can use the coupon code success to be able to get $30 off. And you also, for those of you who's like, yes, I want to do this, and you take action today, what I will do is give you a freedom call. And in this freedom call, we can identify what is the biggest unconscious success block. And I can guarantee you is not what you think it is. And it will give you clarity for a lighter, easier way forward. Because when we resolve this challenge from what was, then everything opens up. So when we heal the past, we're able to live more in the present, activate our present power, and that expands our vision for the future. And not just expands our vision for the future, but the ease of walking in it joyfully. This is about bringing the passion and reigniting the passion back into purpose, and prosperity becomes a natural and beautiful byproduct. Thank you so much for listening today.
Thank you, Heather. And I'd like to ask everyone here who on Zoom with us to unmute yourself so that we can. And I didn't mean to bring you all into the camera. I did that. But here you are. So everybody smile and let's clap and thank Heather for this wonderful.
Thank you.
Yay!
Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank anyone who's watching this live or watching the replay. If you want to join us for any of our Zoom or in-person gatherings, then go to my website, opwgc.com, and check out our community. Also, please read On Purpose One magazine while you're over there. And all of these things that Heather talked about, well, not all she talked about, the offerings that she has, all the links that she mentioned and I mentioned will be in the text of this video by the time you're probably watching it. So thanks again for watching, everyone.